Welcome to the video, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you what I believe to be the two most important tactics in the game. The best tactics in the game, in fact. For me and my style of play, which I think many people will share with me, I like to enjoy skillful players. So I feel like these tactics really help enhance these players that are skillful. So let's get into it. Load into the game. I did this new feature I said you're up to date, but yeah. God, the servers are fucking horrible. I've been having nightmares getting on the game the whole day and opening the packs. It took me about an hour opening my rewards, and they were only 6 packs. Had to store everything to the club, deal with the duplicates. Right, we're in. So, right, let's go to the squad. So, obviously, this is the squad I'm using. Obviously, it's not my main squad. I wouldn't be using Raquelme. You see, you've seen the review I had a couple yesterday. Would be yesterday actually. Obviously, I loved him. Very, very good. You would have seen that. Jorginho, probably the best SBC I think they've ever released on any FIFA ever. Singo, actually a really underrated player I packed. And these two bad boys up top, Druggers and Gerd. God, I've never, ever used a better partnership ever. And I had Jorginho and Neymar previously, which that says something. Right, let's get into the tackies. So first of all, we'll go with a 4-4-2. 4-4-2 for me is just simple. I think obviously we see a lot of teams play it in real life. Obviously not to how I would play in real life, not the Burnley or the new Everton way with Sean Dyche, but I like to play a bit more skillful than old Sean. So first of all, I'd have my defensive style unbalanced, and I'll tell you why. So you can change between pressure and heavy touch, press after possession loss, and constant pressure, and drop back. All of them, they all involve like pressing up the pitch a bit. And the reason I don't do that is because I believe that when it comes to defending, I feel like that's just on you. You should be able to move the players where you want. Obviously, we get assisted a lot by AI, which I know a lot of other people hate, but that's the game, isn't it? Yeah, so I'd put it on balance. So it just puts all the defending to you. You don't have to worry about stamina towards the end of the game for your defenders and stuff like that. My width I'd put at 40. This is mainly because crossing it in isn't too OP now. I'd rather have all my defenders a bit more compact in the middle. Obviously my depth is 30. People could say that's a bit rat play, but I mean the game's the game. I've played at 50 before. It's been exposed. Why would I want to be exposed? I don't care about. I'm sure all of you watching would want to get the best possible rank. So obviously I don't do drop back anyway because I prefer if you see my game plan, I'm a very aggressive defender. I bring my centre backs out a lot. So yeah, this just ensures that it's a bit more equal. So it's a bit lower depth. So when I bring my centre backs out, it doesn't mean I'm bringing them out to the edge of the centre circle or something like that. Let's get onto the offence. So again, I'm skillful, fast. I like the fast build-up play. No long ball. No, none of that. God no. I prefer no slow build-up either. I prefer fast build-up. The passing, I like the drilled passing from the midfielders into my strikers so they can quickly turn. Obviously, with fast strikers, it's even better to do that. Play it in behind. Obviously, I want forward runs for my attackers. And again, you'll see for the instructions I use, I don't necessarily love having too many instructions on my strikers. For this reason, it's just because I love the L1 and R1 button users you can use, where you either bring the striker short to you, or any player, but specifically the strikers, or by pressing L1, obviously we know makes them make an attacking run. So for that reason, you'll see for the instructions I use in a minute. Width 50, obviously a bit more than you want it, a bit more wider than the defence, just so the wingers can get a bit wider. And with my strikers, Druggers, obviously we know him in real life. You would have seen by the review I did. Scored so many headers, man, so good. Obviously I don't want too many players on the box, otherwise that's unless you're really pushing for the winning foot chance, like last minute you're 2-0 down with like 20 minutes to play, get the players up. Just keep it an average, the players in the box, I'd say, and that's the same with the corners and the free kicks. Obviously, you can choose yourself. You can work out what you want, who you want, to play in what positions. I personally don't like two defensive players like the DMs, like the Torres, the Kantes, the Makaleles, the Vieiras. Incredible players, don't get me wrong. I prefer 4-star skill. Obviously, Torres 4-star skill. Torre may be an exception, but I like my midfielders getting up and down the pitch a bit more, which means if they're going up, they have to be able to attack a bit, shoot. This is why Zinedine Zidane is just perfect with that 5-star. Fabio Vieira, you would have seen by the review I did. Honestly, I think he's the best midfielder I've ever used on this FIFA at least. Right, let's get into the instructions now. Obviously, I said, so obviously everyone should have this on any tactics you play. Definitely have your wing backs and stay back while attacking. I play it enough in pro clubs where the captain, for some reason, has decided not to put the wing backs at stay back, and I'm playing as any, and all of a sudden I'm the one getting blamed for having two at the back, because in this game for some reason they set the fullbacks to go forward straight away. Then so that's a must. Wing backs stay back while attacking. Midfield two. Here we go. I have these two. Although I just said that I prefer my midfielders to keep going back and forth. Obviously, if I'm playing as the player, I'm gonna be just subconsciously bringing my midfielders up. So just to balance that out, I usually put them both stay back while attacking. Also, another thing that I'd change definitely. I don't know why, but EA's default for the central midfielder, centre of the pitch midfielder, is to cover the wing for some reason. So for some reason EA want both my midfielders covering the wing, so just to have my midfield open, and that's for everyone. So if you're looking at that, definitely change that. Again, my wingers. This is the same. I've got the same logic as my midfielders. Stay back while attacking. I want them both come back on defence, because as I said in this game, EA, if you don't change it, they will just stay forward the whole time. This is the same with the wing backs, same with the midfielders. So the wingers, I want them back just a bit. Mostly they're going to be going forward. Obviously, I don't change much of their chance creation support runs. I don't change them. I'll tell you why. Because I feel like you as the attacker should have the freedom to use L1 and R1 buttons to just sorry about this, guys. My TV's just turned off, but yeah, where was I? I was saying Jairzinho, and I was on the Jairzinho and Riquelme wingers. I would like Jairzinho and Riquelme to stay wide, because I like to make the runs myself with them, and if they're being dictated by EA's runs, I don't trust EA quite frankly. Again, same logic with the attackers. I don't like EA's runs. Obviously you can do target man, false 9, or getting behind. Getting behind is probably the best one, but obviously I just keep it mixed. Obviously I don't have my strikers that get back, because I'm a very aggressive player. I think to enjoy the gameplay in this FIFA, you have to be aggressive. So to be aggressive is just get the balls up quickly, no hassle with the centre backs. Although you may have seen, I do love a roulette with the centre backs if it's got 3-star skills, but I don't advise doing that. Obviously, the roles, you just choose who. I've got Zinedine Zidane on them just because he's mostly the best at set pieces. Van Dijk is the captain, no doubt about that. Obviously, you guys can choose that. Right. Yeah. Let's go back to the custom tactics, and the second custom tactic that I want to show you guys is 4-1-2-1-2. I have everything unbalanced. I'll tell you why. The width, I like having the compressed factor of this formation. I feel like there's not much width needed. Obviously, the instructions, they're all the same. Wingbacks, obviously, I'll say this, is standard on every formation you play, unless it's... No, I don't even say 5-back. Even 5-back, keep your wingbacks back. Obviously, I'd usually use a different team. I'd usually have maybe Jairzinho dropped or Riquelme dropped Jairzinho in the hole behind the strikers, and then Zinedine right centre mid, and then maybe a DM like Cruz or Jorginho CDM. But in this case, it's Zidane, but still the instructions are the same. Cut passing lanes is a must. Got for them interceptions. I personally don't get why you wouldn't have him on man mark. It uses a lot of pressure. I mean, it usually uses a lot of stamina, which I think cut passing lanes is the best, because then that means you can jockey with the players yourself. Again, change it to cover centre because cover wing is useless, especially in a one CDM. Stay back while attacking, obviously for a DM. Again, I have, I would. It's not actually set, but I would usually have my 2 centre mids on stay back while attacking. This exact same logic as the 4-4-2. I prefer bringing them forward. So when I'm not controlling the players, they just go back. So it balance, if you know what I mean, it balances it out a bit more. And obviously, don't cover wing. I went against my word there. Always change it, cover centre, and then the cam and the strikers keep us the same for me, in my opinion, because simply because of the fact that I like to use my own runs. So if you see the gameplay that we use, you see that we're skillful players. We're pacey players. A lot of people that play this game love the pacey players, the skillful players. So I can imagine there's a lot of people that relate to us. So I reckon the drill passes from the centre backs and the centre mids to the strikers. With these 2 formations, trust me, you will improve your FUT Champs record by a mile, by at least 2 or 3 wins. That's a rank forward. I usually get 14 wins consistently. I usually don't play every single game just because I don't feel like the rank differences are good enough. But I can get 16 and 18, I believe. But you'll see that for a FUT Champs highlight we'll do one day. And thank you for watching, guys.